Welcome to the Champ and The Chump Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm your host, Corey Idle, aka the Chump, aka the AI Wizard today. And joining me, as always, is my man, the dude with a pen and a pad and a dream, the champion himself, Lou Willard. How are you, sir?
I'm doing better than I deserve. That's how I'm doing. So we approaching this thing today, man. You're coming from the AI perspective. I'm coming from the former player perspective that just think I see what I see, but we're still early. We're still early in this process. So we'll see how I look. And I know some of my stuff is going to change, as you guys will see where we rank these QBs at this point in time, as they're in OTAs or whatever, but we'll see what happens. I know some of my stuff is going to move though.
Yeah, definitely. These are very early projections. We're getting into quarterback projections today, 35 for you. We're going to do half today, half on the next show. So we're going to start with the bottom half today because you guys don't deserve the top half yet. Only the bottom half. These projections will fluctuate. Again, they are very early. And as always, they are based on 12-team PPR leagues. Doesn't affect the quarterback as much. But obviously, as we go through receivers, running backs, tight ends, this will impact it greatly, depending on what league you're in.
Especially when you figure the first 1, 2, 3 that we're going to start, probably, wait a minute. Well, most likely, not on my list. Most likely won't be the starter on their team.
100%.
But that's not necessarily the case on everybody's list.
Yep. Accurate. I will, I'm just going to go ahead and get it started off. Again, my list is based on AI. I did some manipulation of my own, but largely I let artificial intelligence, my friend Claude, go ahead and determine these projections just as a fun experiment because this is so early. And I know a lot of you guys out there are going to use AI to determine a lot of how you draft this year. So
which means all of y'all going to be in the same predicament with an 8-6 record, hoping that you scored more points. That's y'all better start doing some research on your own.
Mm-hmm. Or get that big trade energy like I got. Trade them all. Trade them all. At number 35, Lou, obviously, as we stated, it's a backup. I'm rolling with JJ McCarthy out of Minnesota. I got him projected for 2,800 yards, 160 rushing, 16 touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns, total of 206 points on the year. That, of course, is if he is a starter.
If he even plays.
Yeah.
If he even plays. But let me just tell you how good I am with Claude. My number 35 is JJ McCarthy. And my notes state, will fight for the starting job, will lose, and if Kyler Murray stays healthy, he won't touch the field this year.
100%.
Which is the best thing that could happen for that kid.
100%.
And I'm not a Michigan man, but this is fantasy football, so I'll take my bias out of it. But he needs to sit a year. And I understand he took the bullet and went out there his first year. He just wasn't ready. But the Vikings knew he wasn't ready, so they bought Kyler in, a 1-year prove-it deal. I get it. And if this works out, this is going to be perfect for J.J. McCarthy, and Kyler can go get his money elsewhere if the Vikings decide to not bring him back.
Oh, yeah. Look, J.J. McCarthy knew he wasn't ready. He just also knew he was on a sinking ship called Sex Criminal Boat up in Michigan. That whole coaching staff's fucking cell block 10.
But he also didn't have a choice. When you're under contract and the coach say go play.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
You go play.
You go play.
Yes, you do.
All right. 35 is wrapped up. At 34, I have a starter, Lou.
This is where it gets interesting for me.
I got a starter. You're going to hate this. Jacoby Brissett. Arizona Cardinals.
Oh, okay, talk to me now. You got to talk to me.
I have him projected for 3,100 yards. I got him passing, 100 yards rushing, 18 passing touchdowns, one rushing touchdown, 220 total points for the fantasy season. Uh,
S- So who do, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think this is going to be a run, run heavy team.
So you think he's going to play all 17 games and still finish out of the top 32?
Yes.
Okay, I understand what you're saying,
No,
but
all these. Let me rephrase that. Let me rephrase that.
okay.
Everybody on here is based as a starter. So, like, I have Kirk Cousins and Fernando Mendoza back to back coming up.
Oh, so do I. So
Okay,
hey, let me digress.
yeah,
We have not talked about these rankings
no,
before this show started.
nope.
So if you got them some bitches at the same numbers I got,
I'm gonna roll.
no one's going to believe us. But no
No,
one's going to believe us. We did not. Matter of fact, I put the last 8 together this morning before we started recording. So there's
right,
no way we could have our same.
right.
But at the same time, I don't think there's a way that Jacoby Brissett could start all 17 games and not finish in the top 32
Well,
with
here's
with the talent around him.
and you're right. And here's the discretion, the asterisk I'll throw in here.
Yeah,
We're
devil's advocate.
early
Yeah,
yet, so we don't know if Gardner Minshew can beat him out. If Gardner
oh
Minshew beats him out, it's not, you know what I mean? It's just, I have
yeah,
backups in here fighting for these positions right now because it's so
yeah,
early. So based on how he's a starter,
yeah,
in this list, he's 35. If you remove all of the backups, once we know who the starting quarterbacks is, obviously he shoots up. Not
yeah, yeah.
great,
Makes
but he
sense.
does shoot up.
Makes sense. Oh no, he's not high on my list, but he's yeah, he's in the
That's
range.
that's why I have a lot of the backups so close to who we think the probable starter's going to be at the start of the
Ex-
season, numbers wise,
ex-
because it's going to be this.
Exactly.
Like, I had Gardner Minshew at 40.
Exactly.
I had him less passing yards, more rushing yards, I think. That's
Exactly.
so
And that's why at 34, I have Shador Sanders because he's not starting.
exactly.
Deshaun Watson is going to start. So he's stuck into, and we all know I'm not a Shador fan.
Hmm.
I didn't think he was good enough to start last year. I thought he was a kid that needed to sit 2 or 3 years. Number one, to rein his ego in. Two, to learn the game. He was
Yeah.
just, you're not your dad. Don't act like your dad. Your dad was the greatest corner, arguably the greatest cornerback to ever play the game.
Hmm.
You are trying to fill your way into the league at the toughest position to break into the league as. But you're
Hmm.
not coming in as that. You're coming in like this is Jersey Shore. It's not
Yeah.
Jersey Shore. For all I don't know what the new shows are. I mean, we're talking old shows. But nonetheless,
It
this is not
stopped for me
Jersey.
at Jersey Shore as well.
This is not Jersey Shore. So, but anyway, he's caught in quarterback roulette.
Yeah, no, he really
Will
is.
he? Yeah, he's not going to start. Deshaun's going to start because they're going to say, "You going to start this $230 million we gave you? Your ass going to start at least a game."
Oh yeah.
And that's where they are. So just based on that alone, even when he comes in, when Deshaun fakes a hamstring injury,
Hmm.
he's not going to play long enough to move up this list, and he's going to finish outside of the top 32.
Yep.
Now, as much as I bash him, he's going to come in and he's going to play hard. However, he is off the field is off the field. I don't have to like him off the field, but when he plays hard. He's trying to
Yep.
learn. So it's not a knock on him on the field. My issue is with him is off the field, but
Well, I think one of the
which
biggest
shouldn't play into this at all. So that's on me.
right. I
It shouldn't.
Ask me how I feel about Aaron Rodgers.
You mean,
I can't say
hey,
anything to you.
hey, you mean Driftwood?
Right.
Driftwood is done.
I'm going to stay on Shador because I actually did have him at 33 right now. And the reason I had
Okay.
him above Brissett, just to compare those two, if they were both starters, I had Shador with 200 more passing yards, 75 more rushing yards, 2 more passing touchdowns, Harold Fannin, and 2 rushing touchdowns to Brissett's 1. So there's a small disparity there. I had Shador at 230 overall for the season. I have Brissett at 220 right now overall for the season. So
No, okay, yeah.
coin flip for him.
Which so since you said that, we'll start with my 33 then.
Yes.
Is Deshaun Watson.
Is
It's because who's quarterbacking? This is
Yeah.
quarterback roulette in Cleveland.
That's it.
If Shador, as much as everybody on this show knows that I do not care for Shador as a quarterback, as a person, I don't care. I mean, I'm not his biggest fan, but we're talking fantasy football. If he plays all year and they name him the starter, when I put out my final rankings, he will not be 34.
Oh no.
Okay, I'll guarantee you he will not be 34.
No.
Now, he won't be top 12 starting material on the 12-team PPR, but he will damn sure not be 34. He won't be 21 because he's going to sling that ball.
Oh yeah.
But right now, we're talking Deshaun Watson as a starter because Cleveland's going to Cleveland and they want some of their money back that they can't get. They can get it out of his ass, though, by sticking him on the field until he fakes that back injury, neck injury, or hamstring injury that you can't x-ray.
Yep.
So that's why I got them down there, because they're going to divide the games up so much that it's just going to wash both of them out from a fantasy perspective.
Oh, 100%. Lou, I'm going to do 31 and 32 back to back because that's where I got Kirk Cousins and Fernando Mendoza.
We're close. We're close.
Are we? Okay.
We're very close.
I'm projecting Fernando, if he starts at 3,200 passing, 210 rushing, 18 in the air, and 3 on the ground. Kirk, 3,600 passing, 60 rushing, which I don't even know how he's picking up 6. Somebody's going to push him forward.
That's what I was going to say. He's going to be trying to scramble, and a defensive tackle going to hit him from the back and knock him forward for 2.
That's it. That's it. They're just going to push him 10 times. 60 rushing yards, 22 passing touchdowns, and 1 rushing touchdown. I have them literally separated by 4 points, 238, 234. So if either of them start, it's the same guy, basically.
So we're going to skip a spot because we're not going to chew our food twice. Okay. But I have Kirk Cousins at my 30 and 31. I have Kirk Cousins at 30, Fernando at 31. Okay. So that means I got to go back to 32, which we'll get to. And I have it for the same reason, because I looked at the Raiders schedule. Kirk Cousins, depending on how they're doing, is only going to quarterback through October.
Mm-hmm.
And then they get their bye. Going into November, I look for Fernando Mendoza to start the game at the New York Jets on the road at the Jets, I believe it's November 1st. But I could be wrong by a day or two, so don't beat me up in the comments. But nonetheless, he's going to start there, and they're going to start him on the road. And people say, why the road? There's no pressure on him on the road. They're going to boo you anyway. Yeah. But why don't have the home fans boo you? Is who you don't want booing. You're booing your rookie. So if he can sit behind Kirk, and I believe that's 7-8 games in.
Yeah,
and I think they're going to make the switch. Yeah, and I think they're going to make the change. Now, if they're 6-2 or 6-1, they ain't changing.
Oh no,
it's going to be Kirk, and
especially with that schedule they got.
Our list will be blown up because Kirk will be way further up. But that's just a chance you're taking when you get into the Browns, the Jets, the Cardinals, not the Dolphins, because Dolphins gave that young man too much money to bench him. Mm-hmm. But with those teams that suspect, the Vikings even.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that. But nonetheless, it's going to be interesting to see what happens here.
No, it really is. And let's backtrack and go to your 32 real quick.
My 32 is Daniel Jones from the Colts.
Okay.
And the notes I have on it is, how fast can he get back? And I'll give you a nugget on this. Anthony Richardson is not on my list in the top 35.
Nope, mine either.
And right now he's slated to be their starter, and I don't care if he starts. He's not finishing again above anybody we named.
Nope.
And I'm telling he's just not. No, nothing against young. I don't know the young man,
He's just
but
not good enough. And I
I
hope he
don't
can
see.
get there. But I mean, shit, even RG3 could toss a ball.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I don't see it out of him. But if Daniel Jones comes back, I look for Daniel Jones to start out on the pup list.
Hmm.
If he does, there's 4 games right out the gate.
Yep.
So he's going to have a hard time catching up, especially in a run-oriented offense that lost Michael Pittman. So he could finish last and have a decent year.
Hmm.
So I just got him down 32 to till I see what's going to happen. Like I say, we have till August to move these. So
Oh,
right now
exactly.
I had him slated as 32 because he'll be a top 32 quarterback.
No, I totally agree. Who do you have at 30? Oh,
At 30, yeah,
that was your Kirk Cousins.
that was my Raiders contingent.
That's right. The Raiders block. I got Bryce Young at 30 right
Okay.
now. I'm projecting him at 3,300 yards passing, 220 rushing, 22 passing touchdowns, and 3 rushing touchdowns, 242 yards or 242 total points. So he's right there with a lot of these guys. The bottom of this list is literally separated by fractions of a point.
It really is. And I have him higher on my list for for different reasons.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I've seen lists where like you have him at 30, he's in my 20s, and I've seen people have him in the teens, which I don't see, but they're speculating like they have to have a reason. I don't know.
Oh no,
But
you're
so I get it, and we'll see what the Panthers do. They came out. I still think they're still a year early. They got there 2 years early.
mhm.
I still think they're a year early this year. So, but that means his production should go up.
Yeah.
So I look for him to finish a little higher. But I understand why he's there because you had a couple good games and you went on a good stretch, but you haven't been consistent enough.
Oh, exactly. And I think the one thing I will point out to everyone listening right now, until we get into maybe even the next show, because it's about 17, 16 in my rankings, these rushing yards are low. And that's why these guys are ranked so low. The passing
Yeah,
numbers are fine, but there's no rushing. And when you're talking about fantasy football in that quarterback position,
yeah,
those rushing yards count for so much.
yeah. They add up quick. So,
We're at
so
29.
29 for me is Malik Willis out of the Dolphins.
Okay.
And it's really simple. He don't have any weapons.
Yeah.
He has Parker Watt. No, it's not Parker Watt. Is it? Is
No, Parker's in
um,
Jacksonville.
yeah. Anyway, that he has no weapons. That's my point.
Exactly.
He has Devon A. He has Devon A. Chan. So our producer can yell because I'm forgetting the receiver that they do have, the one decent dude they do have.
Yep.
But they signed him to the $67 million contract and took away all his weapons. Like, why don't you give me a revolver and take away 6 bullets?
Yep. Exactly.
What do you want me to do? Shoot blanks at people?
This is the nicest paperweight in the world.
It's the nicest paperweight in the world, is what they got. But
Yep.
kudos to him. He got paid, but he's a sacrificial lamb. The Dolphins aren't trying to win this year. I don't believe they are. And what's going to happen is they're going to take some beatings and they're
Mhm.
going to go try to get a quarterback. But he's going to play, but he just doesn't have anything to work with. So I
Yeah.
don't see him finishing any higher than this.
I have him ranked pretty high right now in these projections. And mainly because he's a clear-cut starter. There's no
He's
ambiguity around who's
absolutely
going
a
to be.
clear-cut starter. Yeah.
The other reason I'll get into it when I get to him, but I have him ranked a
Yep.
little bit higher.
Okay.
Um, my 29 is Geno Smith, New York Jets.
Okay. Yeah,
Uh,
we're close on that one too.
I have him projected 3,500 passing yards, 80 rushing yards, 21 total passing touchdowns, and 1 rushing touchdown, Where am I at? 243. 243 with the total points overall. Again, separated by 1 point from Bryce Young. Again, these will obviously have everybody moving up as we go on, at least at the bottom half of this list, because as we extend,
everybody move up, somebody got to come down.
That's it. And that's all going to be the backups.
So everybody ain't moving up.
No. Yeah, I just look, I think you and I have both said after the draft, the team is nice for Geno. This team can play. It's a coaching problem.
Oh my God, it's a coaching problem.
I actually like their roster. I have no faith in this coach. And I loved Aaron Glenn when he was a player too, even though he screwed so many of my teams. He doesn't have it for whatever reason. I'm not seeing him as a head coach.
Because like we've said before on shows, some people are coordinators, some people are head coaches.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a coordinator, and that's okay. Wouldn't you just like to be just a coordinator in the NFL?
Yeah.
Come on now. Think that's a pretty good life. So, but I don't see it. I have Geno coming up here in the next couple picks, so we won't chew our food twice on that because it's for the same reasons you said.
Yeah.
But what number are we heading to now?
28, sir. Unless you already gave me your 29.
Oh, I did. It was Malik Willis.
That's right. So 28.
We're gonna go to Tua.
Okay.
However you say his last name. Tagovailoa or whatever the hell. Tagovailoa. So I have Tua, and just so you know, Michael Penix isn't in my top 35.
Oh, okay.
He's coming off in it. Too many pronouns. He being Michael Penix is coming off the injury. They signed Tua on a 1-year prove-it deal. They being the new coaching staff, they want to see what they have in the guy they just signed. They know they got a oft injured, banged up, still injured returning quarterback. They didn't draft that quarterback. They brought Tua in. It's essentially they drafted Tua.
Yeah.
They're going to give him every chance to start. And I can't see Michael Penix beating him out. Because in my opinion, Michael Penix is not better than Tua.
No.
I mean, but they'll determine that. And with Tua, I can still see him getting banged up. So Penix will play. And that's why he's this low on this list, because everybody loves Drake London but me. Then they still have Penix, or not Penix, but Pitts.
Yep.
Then they still have Bijan, of course.
Yep.
So they have weapons. They have weapons to get the ball to. So whoever's quarterbacking should put numbers up. But I don't look for these two between them to stay healthy enough for either of them to finish higher than 28th.
Yeah, I don't have them much higher than you, and they're another pair I have back to back.
Yeah. See, I didn't even consider Penix because I just don't see him winning that job.
Yeah. In all honesty, I don't either. Signed Tua. Why would you sit him? Unless you don't sign a guy like Tua for the money you had to sign him for to coach. It's Atlanta, so maybe they do. Kirk Cousins did it.
Well, it's a new coaching staff, though.
That's
a new
true.
Coaching staff. So you don't sign him for that and go, you're in a 1-year prove-it deal, and you never give him a chance to prove it?
Exactly.
Hell, I'll take that deal. Give me that deal and set me on the bench. I'm cool.
Yeah. I've been running 1-year prove-it deals my whole life with no money. So
you mean 1 week prove-it deals?
Yeah. That's about accurate. 28. I have Aaron Rodgers, Pittsburgh Steelers, old Driftwood.
Driftwood. We just off a couple on all these.
That's awesome.
Off a couple. Yeah.
I got Aaron projected for 3,400 passing yards, 55 rushing yards. Again, they're going to push him forward. 24 passing touchdowns and 1 rushing touchdown, 249 points in total for the season.
That is brutal.
Yeah, I look.
It checks out, but it's brutal.
I wish he had something left. Pittsburgh has always been my side chick. I've never had a problem with Pittsburgh. I can find for the other teams that I do not root for, I can give you a million reasons why I don't like them. I've always liked Pittsburgh. I've always respected Pittsburgh. One of my best friends in the entire world loves and is diehard for the Steelers. So I'm not going to just go root against them. I'm not a prick like that. I would love for Aaron Rodgers to have something because your roster is built to win. They are good. That team is stacked.
Here's the kicker for Driftwood. The problem with him, and I won't get too much into it because he's coming up in mine,
Yeah.
but it's going to be too many quick passes.
Yep.
And we'll address that when we get to him on my list. But it's just too many quick passes. So his numbers are going to be down just based on that. Less guys break tackles.
100%.
So if you're drafting your quarterback based on guys breaking tackles, you're drafting the wrong quarterback.
Yeah. I mean, look, dude, I know it's Pittsburgh. I know they're going to run the ball. But to be honest, this roster has a 4,000-yard passer ready for it. And it's
And
just 3,400 yards is a huge letdown.
They were going to run the ball with the last coach.
Yeah.
This coach isn't necessarily just line up, run the ball.
That's true.
That's what people are losing sight of. McCarthy wants to score. You score through the air. But in order to score still, you have to get the quarterback to be willing to take a hit.
Yeah, well, yes.
He'll be 43 before the season ends. How many hits you taking? You 43? I know you older than that.
How much are they paying him?
22 million.
I got one hit in me. And I'm done for the season.
That's what I'm saying. He ain't taking them hits.
No.
There ain't no way in hell he taking them hits.
No.
And you have to ask yourself the question, would you? Because and so I'm gonna just skip him when we get to my pick because I'm talking about it now. But I'm telling you, he has weapons, but it's not gonna like it didn't benefit DK last year. He didn't even have 100 targets.
No.
So with nobody else playing receiver, he didn't have 100 targets. Now you add Michael Pittman, you throw Rico Dowdle in the backfield to go along with Jalen Warren with the tight ends you got. Your ass ain't getting 100 again this year.
Nope.
He's going to pepper the tight end and the running backs. This is what he's going to do to get the ball out of his hands because he don't want hit.
100%.
It's that simple.
100%.
And at my 27, this is where I came in with Geno Smith.
Okay.
And all my notes say is he'll be 27 because of the coaching staff.
Yep.
That's all it says.
Yep.
Like he has the tight ends. He has two good tight ends now.
Mm-hmm.
He has Mason Taylor and Kenyon Sadiq. And obviously, y'all know I'm a Garrett Wilson fan. And that's just the bottom line. So he has weapons, but you don't have a coaching staff. Mm-hmm. And that's the ultimate equalizer. You don't have a coaching staff, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. So for him, it's a wrap.
Dig it. 27 for me. I have Cam Ward, Tennessee. I got him projected 3,500 passing yards, 270 rushing yards, 21 passing touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns, 252 total points on the season. Look, I don't know. You don't know what you don't know. And I don't know. This team is young. They're in flux. New coaches every 3-4 weeks. I mean, I don't know. I hope it works out for him. I got nothing against Cam Ward. Nothing.
Yeah, they gave him the weapon in Carnell Tate. Yep. But they lost Chig Aquanko.
Yep.
So we'll see. He's coming up. We're only off like 2 or 3 on these, and it's because I went with the 2 quarterbacks for the Browns, 2 for the Raiders. That's the only reason we're off. So all these are pretty much lining up. Because at 26, I have Jacoby Brissett for the Cardinals.
That's your biggest discrepancy so far.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. What did you?
Because he was at the bottom of my list. He was at 34.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. He wasn't even in it. And I said, we'll get to him.
Yep.
And the reason I think so, because there's nobody else to take his place. Carson Beck's not going to beat him out. Yeah. And there's so much talent around him that he can't help but be around this number, if not 20. He may be 20, but if they name him the solid starter for the year, he's going to be in my top 20. And I
Yeah,
mean, anywhere from 18 to 20, but but he'll be in the top 20 because with Harrison, Wilson, I think they drafted another guy. I can't remember all the teams off the top of my head. But then you have McBride, and
yeah.
then you have
Love is who
Jordan
they
Love.
drafted. Yeah,
Yeah, then you have Jordan Love. So it's like he can't help it. I know he looks older than me, but he's only like 31, 30, somewhere in that range. He's
yeah.
not that old. He's
No,
a young guy. So he'll put numbers up unless he fall off a cliff because he played too long. So we'll see what
yeah.
happens. But I do have him at 26.
Dig it. At 26 and 25, I'm going to pair them like I did with the Raiders boys because I got the Atlanta fellas. I could put Penix and Tunga Vailoa together um, just based on Penix rushing. It's the only reason he is elevated to where he is over people like Aaron Rodgers, Geno Smith, Bryce Young, Kirk Cousins. It's
But
because Penix will run.
let me play devil's advocate. Is he
Mhm.
running after 3 ACL surgeries?
Fair question.
Two on this. I would. This is a dumb statement. Two on the same knee. No, Lou, he had three. Of course, two of them been on the same knee. But
I hope if he had 3 on one knee, dude, you need to go. it's a wrap.
you got to get up out of here with that.
Yep.
But how much is he going to run? And you're coming off of one now. Yeah, I don't think he's running far.
No.
Hell, according to my list, he ain't starting. So
And look, technically, we don't know how Penix is packing. That could have been that third knee could have been on his third leg. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I wouldn't know anything about that.
I'm just saying. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm speculating. It could have 3. It could be all gravy, just all 3 legs busted. Man's a tripod. Can't quarterback, and that's why he's dragging a fucking anchor behind him the whole time.
Oh, well,
Um,
there's that.
no, I have I'm gonna roll with Tua here. I'm gonna skip ahead to 25 because I'm with you. I
Yep.
don't think Penix is gonna start. Tua, I got projected for 3,500 yards, 65 rushing, 22 passing, 1 rushing touchdown, 260 total points on the season. Tua's only question for I've never really had a problem with Tua. It's just can the dude be on the field? Because if he
Yeah,
gets clapped one time, it could be that's it.
can he stay healthy? If
Yeah.
and this is the young man that I was telling you and our producer Armando, who's a ultimate Dolphins fan.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys don't know, he's 100% fins up. But
Biggest character flaw he has.
it is. But we love him anyway.
Yep.
If I had that kid's ear, and I don't mean to call him a kid, but hell, I'm 52. If I had that kid's ear, when he had the opportunity to take $214 million guaranteed and walk away from the NFL,
Yes.
I'd have been like, look, y'all ain't got to pack a bag. Matter of fact, leave all my shit here. I'll buy new. Give me my 214 and I'll never touch a football again. If that agreement came that I couldn't even throw a football and play catch with my son, I would have had to seriously consider it
If
because you're
you
talking generational guaranteed wealth. Unless you mess it up, I would have walked away from the league. And then you save my sanity because all of us ex
yes.
players may be dealing with CTE. We don't know. Hopefully not. I don't want to see anybody get that. But
Mm.
when you see him get knocked out the way he's been knocked out 3 times, man, and you got that baby there, I would have walked. You talk about me in the media all y'all want to. I don't care. I
Yeah.
know my wife and child taken care of, so the hell with all y'all.
Yeah.
That's what he should have done. But this in that show, he's back, and I think he's going to win this job. And you know, hell, he's got a shot. I mean, I know I didn't have him higher on this list, but because you just don't know if he's going to be healthy or not.
No, everything you said is completely accurate, except for one thing. If somebody offered you $252, you would never speak to me again. You don't even
252.
need the million attached to it.
No, I'm just saying.
$252, you're out.
I mean, it's a serious consideration.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a serious
I can only
consideration.
pony up about 75 to keep you around. So
Oh yeah, then you out.
Yeah. Good
This
show.
show's over.
Good show, guys. Thanks.
This show's over.
At 24, oh, who'd you have at 25?
25, I had Aaron Driftwood.
Aaron.
So we can just skip my 25. I had Aaron Rodgers from the Steelers. I said everything I needed to say. Enough said. You won't see one of these in Pittsburgh this year.
Fair enough.
That's all you'll need to know.
Somebody on the team could win a fantasy football trophy. You never know.
Yeah, it'll be me if they sign me to a one-day contract.
At 24, and this is where, and I neglected to say this, I kind of broke all these quarterbacks up into different tiers. So the bottom tier, that was deep, and we had some streamers in there, right? Now we're getting into the QB2s. These are your super flex guys. These are the guys you want to draft. If you're not sure, you got the guy. Now we're starting to talk about 2 quarterbacks on your roster, if that's the way you want to run a roster. At 24, kicking off my QB2s, I got Sam Darnold, Seattle Seahawks, 4,100 yards passing projected, 90 rushing, which is why he's low, 27 passing touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns, 268 total yards. I think the fact that Seattle likes to run, the fact that they drafted that running back as early as they did, indicates that that's exactly what they're going to do until Charbonnet is back on the board. And look, I don't think there's anything wrong with Sam Darnold. He's just not going to put up the same numbers a lot of these other guys are.
No, not just based on the offense they run.
Yeah.
But I have him a little higher. At my 24 is where, and I agree with everything you said about Sam Darnold. I don't have a problem with it. So it's like you said, this is where you get into your super flex quarterbacks.
Yep.
So all these guys can be taken, and we're just 12 team PPR, but there'll be super flex leagues as well. Maybe not with us, but maybe we will form one. Who knows? But nonetheless, my 24 for that exact same reason is Cam Ward, because like you stated earlier, we don't know what he's going to do. We know he has more weapons. We know he has a new coach. We know he has an offensive coordinator that can't wait to coach him. We know they're opening a new stadium, so they're going to want to be electric on offense.
Yep.
So if he flops, it's on him. At this point in time, it's on him. So I'm hoping the kid doesn't. So therefore, I got him in a super flex position as a second QB starter, because I don't think he'll kill you. Like he won't. He may not get you 40, 30, but he can get you 18 to 25 in that super flex spot and keep you in your fantasy matchup.
100%.
Just by attrition, because hopefully he starts to run the ball a little bit more. If he does, this is going to be too low for him.
Yeah.
But this is based on the fact that he just would not run the ball.
Yeah. And there are reports that the coaches would not let him run the ball. It's what they did to Justin Fields in Chicago his first year.
Yeah. So if he runs the ball, he's gonna shoot up this list.
Dig it. 23, Mr. Willard. I got Jordan Love, Green Bay Packers. I have him currently projected for 3,700 passing yards, 230 rushing yards, 26 passing touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns, 272 total yards. It's the receiving core for me. Who is it?
This is going to be our biggest discrepancy.
Okay.
This I can tell you right now, because he's way higher than that on my list.
I want to put it. I have died for Jordan Love to put up the numbers I think you and I both know he is capable of.
Yeah,
they just don't do it.
This one's going to be interesting. So I'll let you speak on him, and then I'll speak on him when I get to him in the next show, if that tells you anything.
Okay.
I'm not even going to speak on him on this show because I have that much higher. Yeah.
Fair
so
enough.
my 23 is where I have Bryce Young, because they're starting to step out, and I'm banking on him. Like I'm banking on, again, we'll get to this one in the next show, where I'm banking on CJ Stroud. They just waiting on y'all. And I'm talking not to our listeners. I'm talking to Bryce Young and CJ Stroud. Your team is waiting on you. Get in the game and start playing. And that's where this kid is at. They're putting stuff around him. They're helping him out with the line. They picked up some defensive players.
Mhm.
They just waiting on you. If you show up, your numbers will be good because you're in every game. You're not getting blown out. And I understand people like blowouts because that's where your quarterback will score points. No, no, no. They're playing a more competitive schedule because they won that division. So they're
Yeah.
not blowing anybody out, which means they're going to be in every game and he's going to be in every game.
Yep.
And I'm banking on him to be a nice number 2 starting quarterback. Or if you get stuck with him, I think you'll be okay. That's what this top 24 is. If you get stuck with any of these guys having the quarterback, you should be okay.
Yeah, like here
Maybe not 20 through 24. It'll probably go to 20 for me. So 21 through 24, I wouldn't be very comfortable starting them. But
yeah.
my top 20, I'd be okay starting them.
Here's the one reason I have Bryce so much lower. And because I agree with everything you said. And I think the one thing that hurt them was they got a step ahead early.
Yeah, they
And
did.
I think that new schedule with having a playoff team schedule is sucking for them because they start Bears, Falcons, Browns, Lions, first 4 games, Eagles, Bucks, Packers, Broncos, Saints, Ravens, Bucks, Vikings, Saints, Bengals, Steelers, Seahawks, Falcons. Outside of their division, that is murder's row. Their division is the only cakewalk they have as far as games are concerned. And some
It
of those
is,
aren't
but
cakewalks.
well, they're not cakewalks because those teams know them.
But to your point, they're in all these games because they are good
They're in
enough
all
to
these
be in all
games.
these games. So Bryce is going to be throwing the ball every
Yeah.
game. Like it's not going to be, well, we can just run it now.
Yep.
Nope. And he might get himself into a couple shootouts, which will be the
They,
funnest part.
they're
Some
going to be
real
involved in some of
shootouts.
those, especially in their own division. Their own
Yeah.
division is a shootout.
Yep. Those Tampa Bay games, Tampa Bay Carolina games are going to be good games this year.
They are,
Really
and,
good
and,
games.
and don't judge that last game that was in Tampa to get to the playoffs because it was a downpour.
And everybody on Tampa Bay was fucked up. I'm not saying
Yeah.
injured. I'm saying they were fucked up. They had shit. Their whole team was a mash unit, dude. 22, sir. I have CJ Stroud. Have him
CJ Stroud.
3,900 yards passing projected, 210 rushing, 24 passing touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns, 275 total fantasy points in a PPR league this year. That is largely based, again, this is AI with a little bit of my input, basing that a lot of how his season went for him last year. And I am largely putting him that low because their defense and David Montgomery. They're the opposite of Bryce. I don't think they're going to need to be passing the ball as much as Bryce Young will be.
This is a team, and I'll talk about him on the next show too. That'll tell you how far apart we have him.
Yep.
This is the second biggest discrepancy that we're going to have. And it's based on the fact that we're running out of numbers to be that divided that far.
Yeah.
Because I have him and Jordan Love back to back. So
okay.
So I have them. They won't even be on this show for my conversation piece.
Yeah.
But I get what you're coming from, and I'll explain on the next show. So make sure you guys stay tuned as to why I think I have him higher. But as for my 22, I have Sam Darnold. This is where I have Darnold at.
I like
and
that.
my notes simply say, will there be a Super Bowl hangover? Because a lot of times there is.
It's a fair
now
question.
we know they want to run the ball. They got Jeremiah Price. Charbonnet is going to come back. And you have JSN who's going to get his numbers. And they're going to have to score in the division they're in. They're going to have to score. So I look for him to throw the ball a lot, but he's also turnover prone. He just hit a stretch where he didn't turn the ball over and they won the Super Bowl. But I think the Super Bowl hangover is real, and they lost so much on defense. I think it's going to hit this team, which can benefit his numbers. But again, I go back to my notes. Will there be a Super Bowl hangover? Not just for him, but the entire team. So that's
Yeah.
the only reason I have him at 22.
Yeah. And I mean, I have no practical experience in this. So what I'm about to say can be completely full of shit. But in my mind, last year, if I'm a defense, I'm going Sam Darnold. Okay.
You're not worried about it.
This year, I'm going Sam Darnold. Okay. Let's crank it up. Like,
Yeah.
I'm watching him as much as I'm like, totally different attitude going into this year for his opponents facing him. So,
Yep.
yeah, I think that 24, and look, like we have discrepancies that are massive. CJ Stroud is obviously the biggest one.
Stroud and
You
Love are the biggest ones. Yeah.
know, but when we get into me having Sam Darnold at 24 and Lou having Sam Darnold at 20,
It's the same thing.
what are we talking about?
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah, that's one turnover, maybe a fumble, an
Because this
interception.
stuff is going to be tight. Stuff is going to be tight.
Exactly. All these numbers from here on out are insane. 21 for me, Lou. I have Brock Purdy, my guy, who I never want, and I'm forcing myself in mocks to start taking. I have him at.
I'll be curious to see who you have at 20. If you got Brock Purdy at 21,
you're not gonna like it because I fudged the numbers. I have I have Brock Purdy 21, 3,800 passing yards, 150 rushing yards, 25 passing passing touchdowns, and 2 rushing touchdowns. You could tell AI is very much like, I don't fucking know, 2 rushing touchdowns. Like
yeah, just taking a shot in the dark.
Just the last 4 quarterbacks, 5 quarterbacks I've said will have 2 rushing touchdowns. I have been a total of 276 fantasy points on the season. To give you an idea, I have CJ Stroud 275, Jordan Love 272. So we're again fractions of points. Sam Darnold at 24 was 268. Talking about Brock Purdy at 276. Again, take away 2 interceptions, 3 interceptions from the season.
It switches the numbers.
Same guys.
Yeah. And you're talking about moving up 2 spots, 3 spots.
Exactly.
So it's the same group. That's why you lump them in groups of 5, really.
Exactly.
But my 21, and for the record, when we get to 20, that's where I had Brock Purdy for the same. But my reasoning was we don't know what the Niners are going to be.
That's it.
Ayuk's not going to be there, but he hasn't been there. They haven't had a consistent receiving core. They lost Juwan Jennings. McCaffrey's getting older. Kittle's coming off the Achilles.
Mike Evans is old.
Mike Evans is old, and
George Kittle is old,
and coming off the Achilles.
Yes,
and Evans is old and prone to hamstring injuries. This team, we have no idea, but we do know they have a hellfire coach, and their system works. So he'll be relevant. And if you have to start him, okay, but it's going to be very volatile if you start him.
Yeah, have a backup.
Have a backup plan. So he was my 20, so I'll just check him off now. But my 21 was Baker Mayfield.
Okay, we're not too far off. We're about 5 spots off on that.
And my reasoning for this, and I just simply said, can he stay consistent the entire season? And then they lost Mike Evans.
Yeah.
Because he fell off a cliff after week 6.
Oh, yeah. He did. Absolutely.
And he just disappeared. They have the same coaching staff back. They lost a Hall of Fame, first ballot Hall of Fame receiver who's long in the tooth. We just said that, talking about the 49ers. But nonetheless, he's a big presence in that locker room that you lost.
Yep.
Can the young guy, McMillan, we know Ibuka's going to be there. Can Godwin stay healthy? And can McMillan do what he's supposed to do?
Yeah.
Coming off the injury that he had. His injury was not a small injury. He had the neck injury. That's serious shit. Yep. So if they come back, they have a really good receiving core, but don't minimize the fact that they lost Rashad White. So Bake lost some stuff that he depended on. He's counting on these other guys, mostly younger guys, to step up and perform for him. So we'll see what he does. And that's why I have him at 21, because I'm like, can he be consistent? Which means, can they be consistent? Because it's going to be a trick.
No,
It's going to be an interesting season for the Bucks.
I totally agree with. I'll get to Baker when we get up to him, but everything you said is 100% correct. I mean,
Yeah,
100%
it's going to
correct.
be like I could be way low on him, and I'll tell you, I could be way low on him. But after what I saw, and then they lost two of their primary
Well,
pass catchers.
yeah,
Ugh,
I
it's rough.
think obviously you think, well, they lost White, they added Gainwell. Okay, maybe, but he
Yeah,
and White had a rapport. That's the thing. He and Mike Evans
that's
had
it.
that rapport. Those guys
That's
are
it.
different, especially when you're talking about needing a running back when you got guys coming in your face. You know where
Yeah,
your guy is going to be. You're number one. He's in a tough matchup. You don't care. You have that rapport with him. You know you can throw to him. Those things matter. He's got to develop that now with new
yeah,
guys. And the other reason I don't think you have him too low, it's Baker is a dog. And
that
that
he is.
pride of I'm not coming out of this fucking game is going to hurt him exactly like it did last year when he could have taken a week or two off and healed up some minor injuries that turned into catastrophes for him on the field because he couldn't move. You
Yep.
have to take care of yourself to take care of the team. That's why they put your mask on first, then put your child's oxygen mask on. That's why you do that shit. At 20, okay, okay, okay. Mea culpa time. I already said I let Claude do this for me. Claude didn't factor in a couple injuries. So at 20, Claude put Daniel Jones in, and I totally just missed it. It factored him in at 20, 3,700 passing yards, 195 rushing yards, 24 passing, 5 rushing touchdowns, 279 total points. I'm going to go ahead and black marker that one and omit number 20 the whole way through.
Now, wonder you didn't say nothing when I said Jordan Love was our biggest discrepancy
That's
because we were 12 spots apart on Jordan Love too.
I
And
didn't
that's
even
just
look
private.
when you said I can't wait to look at who you have at 20. I looked up at my screen and I went, motherfuckers.
Because
Just missed
I
it.
legit when I asked you that, I legitimately thought we might have just had Baker and Darnold flipped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope, I just missed it. So your show now, man. You got the juice now.
So yeah, so this look, it's funny to look at this and realize how you did AI, I did my picks.
Yeah.
And the reason we did this is because I wanted to see how close what I thought would be to Claude and AI.
Yep.
This shit is pretty close.
Pretty close.
So Claude pretty smart. They
Or
Claude
you
getting
pretty
better.
smart.
No, Claude getting better. I know my shit right. So at number 19, at number 19, I have Bo Nix, Broncos. And this is the one I think is going to move up, but I need to see what they're doing through mini camps and OTAs, or
Mhm.
OTAs and mini camps, I should say. Because if they're willing to put the ball in the air more with Sutton and now Jalen Waddle, little Jordan Humphrey, you got RJ Harvey to throw to. Dobbins will be back. That offense is electric.
Yeah.
But my only question about them is their coach is such a fucking dingbat. If could you imagine Andy Reid coaching this team?
Look,
They would light the Chiefs' ass up.
imagine Kyle Shanahan coming to where his daddy coached.
I'm just saying.
That's a wrap.
It's all she wrote.
Yeah.
All that talent. Evan Ingram at the tight end. I mean, come on. But what's the coach
Yep.
going to do? He going to get
Yeah.
mad at the quarterback and not let him throw the ball this week?
Yeah. Just release the
Because
medical records for fun.
the coach act like a child at times.
No, he does.
So I'm like, until I see more, and Bo Nix with his bleached teeth, that's cool too. But man, the young man should put up numbers. Well, not young man, he about my age, but
I
should
say,
put up numbers.
At Bo Nix's age, they're called dentures.
But yeah, so I have Bo Nix, but he has an ass ton of talent around him, though. So
He
I think
does.
I will end up moving him up.
And I had Bo Nix one position higher than you. My guy at 19 was Kyler Murray, Minnesota quarterback. I have him projected 3,750 for pass, or no, I'm sorry, 3,700 even passing yards, 480 rushing, 22 passing touchdowns, and 4 rushing touchdowns. 282 total fantasy points. So he's starting to get into creeping into QB1 level. For me, he's still at QB2 area. I think he has all the potential in the world. I
Oh my
really do.
God, yeah.
End of
Yeah.
season, he could be nowhere near 19. And I mean, all the way shooting up.
Yeah,
That
we'll
being
talk.
said, got to see it.
Yeah, we'll talk about him on the next show because he is well. How many we doing this show? 17. We're going
17.
down to 17. So we'll talk about him in a couple picks because that's
Yep.
where I have him at. But who you have at 18?
18, I had Bo Nix.
Oh yeah, Mo Nix.
Everything you said. The only difference is I have him a little bit higher in passing yards and rushing yards, and one
Okay.
more rushing touchdown than Kyler Murray.
Okay. So for my 18, I had Justin Herbert for the Chargers. I don't like the receiving core, and I think they're going to be so run heavy. They signed it, I believe they signed in Njoku to go with the tight end they already had.
Yep.
This team is going 2 tight end sets. They're throwing to the tight end. They're going to be very run heavy. And for some reason, this young man can run, but he won't. And so until I see him start to run, I gotta believe he's not going to run.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why I have him where I have him. If he would be willing to run the ball, he'd be higher on this list. And again, as we keep saying, somebody be higher, somebody got to drop.
Exactly.
So how much higher can they go? I don't know, but I have to see it out of him first. So I'm gonna go with Justin Herbert at 18.
I dig it. 17. I have, believe it or not, Malik Willis, Miami Dolphins.
Ooh.
Yeah. I have him slated for 300 or God damn, I can't read a number today. I have him slated for 3,550 passing yards, so nowhere near as high as anybody else in this QB2 category. It's not as passing. 710 rushing yards. That is over 300 more yards than anybody else projected in this QB2 category so far. 19 passing touchdowns, again, nowhere near, and 6 rushing touchdowns, which is way higher than anybody else. 290 points total. This is what we talk about when we talk about the rushing factor for a quarterback.
Yeah, and I kind of get why you have him here because let's just face it, they're going to be behind.
Oh yeah.
So he's going to have to run a lot, but all that running a lot means you have the opportunity to get dinged up too.
That is
and
true.
I hope, and I don't wish injury on anybody, but I just don't see it out of the Dolphins this year. So until they get him some weapons, I just don't believe he's going to be up that high.
Yeah, I mean, outside of the Daniel Jones blunder, I see Malik Willis being the one player on this list that just plummets. And it's through no fault of his own.
Oh,
it
no.
really is.
They took all his weapons.
Yeah. That being said, if you are in a league, and I know there are some leagues out there that doesn't value passing as much as it does rushing, like there are some standard leagues where your passing yards 30, 40, 50 yards before you get a point, but your rushing yards start adding up at 10. Malik Willis is valuable in those leagues. Anything else? Nah.
Yeah, it's going to be rough.
I really don't like that pick.
And for my last pick of the show at number 17, I have Kyler Murray. And I went back and forth on this. Remember, I had him in the 30s when we first released this show.
Yeah.
Because we didn't know where he was going. He was still a Cardinal, but we knew he wouldn't be a Cardinal. Then I found out where he went. And then, so he came in with Addison and Justin Jefferson, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And then they signed Jawan Jennings. And so when I initially did this, I had him at 12. And then I said, okay, slow down. Just because they gave him another weapon doesn't mean he want to put his video controller down and use the weapons.
Right.
If he does, he's moving up my list before the season starts. And you'll know that by what they tell you out of mini camp and OTAs and training camp. So I look for him to move up this list sooner or later. And again, he's a guy I can move up and not having a problem moving a guy down Because hell, I
Oh,
told you, I almost had him at 12 on this list.
yeah. No, and I
Just
agree.
based on his receiving core and his rushing ability. But
He
he's got to show that he's one he wants to be. He wants to be there and play.
Yep. If he has any sort of drive or fight or pride, I don't want to label anything because I don't have much of any of those things left. But if he does, look, the world's his oyster on that team. They're built
Yeah.
for him to win and win now. So no, man, I love this list so far. We're getting started. All of the, I think, are they going to start? Won't they start? Is this guy going to do something? Won't they? Most of those question marks start to disappear in the next show. These are
Oh
your
yeah.
stars coming up. These are the guys you're
Yeah.
gunning for. Maybe a sleeper or two in here we're going to bring up you haven't thought of yet. But with that being said, Lou, you got anything else for the people before we get the hell out of here?
Not much but the same as always. Hit that like and subscribe button. We appreciate it. Get us in the algorithms. We need a few more subs to hit 100. Come on, somebody give us 2. I'm begging at this point in time. We love it, but we'll get there, and then we're continuing to grow. We appreciate you guys sticking through us with the longer show. So we're going to chop this one up, and when we come back at you, we're going to hit 16 through 1 and finish breaking down the quarterbacks, which will be as of May. So we'll shoot out probably another 2 of these before the season starts. And in the meantime, as always, I tell you every week, be kind to each other.
That's it. That is it. And real quick, before we get out of here, here is a word from our sponsor. Get ready to level up your podcast playlist at Calibration Media Group. Dive into the hilarious world of Kiss the Reviews, where your favorite movies get the comedic roasting they deserve. Fashion Beyond 50 is the ultimate guide to style and confidence for women in their prime. The Champ and The Chump Fantasy Football Podcast is delivering the winning strategies necessary to dominate your league. And don't miss Backstage Buckeye, your all-access pass to the Ohio State University Athletics. Find your next obsession at calibrationmediagroup.com. Thank you to Calibration Media for sponsoring this epic show, as always. And for Mr. Lou Willard, I'm Corey Idle. This is the Champ and the Chump Fantasy Football Podcast, and we will catch yins on the flip side.